Mint is not just a fresh-smelling plant. In ancient times, people considered mint sacred. People used it as medicine, and in some cases, even in rituals. But here is the strangest part. Today, we use mint every day, without even knowing why. And yet, almost nobody asks where mint really comes from. Why does this plant create such an intense feeling of freshness? Why this plant, and not another? And most importantly, how could such a simple leaf be used for thousands of years? By completely different civilizations? Here's the truth. Peppermint is not just a plant. Peppermint is one of the oldest, most widely used, and sometimes most mysterious herbs in history. Today, I want to take you there. Not into a garden, but back in time. Imagine a Roman house. About 2,000 years ago. There are no artificial fragrances. There are no modern cleaning products. And yet, as you walk inside, you notice a fresh and intense smell. Almost sharp. Archaeologists studying these ancient spaces have found small terracotta containers. Inside, traces of oils. After analyzing those traces, one thing became clear. Mint was not decoration. Mint was not there by accident. The Romans used it deliberately. They scattered mint across tables. They used it for cleaning. But most importantly, they believed mint could stimulate the mind. Pliny the Elder wrote that mint could awaken the spirit. That idea was taken seriously. Roman students were said to wear actual crowns made of mint while studying. They believed mint could help with concentration, memory, and mental clarity. And if you think about it, people still do something similar today. When we smell that familiar scent, we often feel more awake. But the story of mint does not begin in Rome. The story goes back much further. Much further. In ancient Egypt, more than 3,000 years ago, people already knew and used mint. Dried leaves have been found in some ancient tombs. Those leaves were not necessarily there by accident. The Egyptians had a deep relationship with scents and fragrances. They believed fragrance could form a bridge between the physical world and the spiritual world. Because of its powerful aroma, mint may have been used in funerary rituals. Perhaps the scent was meant to accompany someone on their journey. Perhaps it was believed to guide them. Then we arrive in ancient Greece, where history becomes mixed with myth. One legend tells the story in a much more human way. The story is about a nymph named Minde. Minde was loved by Hades, the god of the underworld. But Persephone, his wife, discovered everything. Out of jealousy, she transformed Minde into a plant. A harsh story, but the story does not end there. Hades did not want to lose her completely, so he gave her something in return. A unique fragrance, powerful enough to attract anyone. And according to the legend, that is how mint was born. A transformation, but also a memory. Perhaps that is why the scent of mint feels so distinctive, so difficult to ignore. Now, let us take a step back into reality. Modern peppermint has a very different history from what you might imagine. Peppermint is not a completely wild plant. Peppermint is a hybrid. The plant comes from a cross between two species, watermint and spearmint. That cross happened relatively recently, around the 17th century, probably somewhere in Europe. So yes, peppermint is in a sense a creation, but its roots are incredibly ancient. The species behind peppermint were already growing wild across Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. Those regions were also where some of its earliest uses developed. The Greeks, for example, used mint after meals, not simply as a habit, but as a traditional digestive remedy. The Romans also used mint to clean surfaces and living spaces. They rubbed it across tables. They mixed it with water, and they used it for washing. People valued mint for its cleaning and refreshing properties. There is another fascinating detail, one that is often forgotten. Mint was also a symbol, in many cultures, welcoming that person. The gesture was not only practical, the gesture was a sign of respect. As history moved forward, we eventually reached the Middle Ages, and the uses of mint become even more curious. People used mint to keep insects and parasites away. They scattered it around rooms, placed it near beds, and tucked it between fabrics. People also used mint to cover strong odors. And remember, hygiene during that time was very different from what we know today. There is another interesting detail. Some medieval texts describe mint as a plant capable of awakening the senses. Not in an exaggerated way, but enough for some traditions to consider mint a mild aphrodisiac. Some folk traditions even claimed that mint could protect people from bad luck. Plant, but also a kind of protective charm. And today, mint is everywhere. Most of the time, we barely notice it. Mint is found in chewing gum, toothpaste, herbal teas, and essential oils. But that sensation we feel, that intense feeling of freshness, has a very precise explanation. The answer is menthol. Menthol does not actually make things colder. Instead, menthol tricks the brain into feeling cold. The substance stimulates cold-sensitive receptors in the skin and inside the mouth. The brain then interprets that signal as a real sensation of cold, a tiny chemical trick, but an incredibly effective one. That same reaction is one reason mint appears in so many products we use every day. There are also a few other curiosities that make this plant even more fascinating. Mint grows incredibly fast, sometimes so fast that the plant can become invasive. The more you cut mint, the stronger it can grow back. The scent can also change, depending on the soil, the climate, and the amount of water. Hundreds of different mint varieties exist. But perhaps the most fascinating detail is this. In ancient times, during banquets, people sometimes scattered mint directly across the floor. As people walked over the leaves, the mint released its fragrance into the air. The plant was not only useful, the plant became part of the experience. So the next time you smell mint, maybe in a cup of tea, or simply by touching a fresh leaf, stop for a second, because mint is not just a plant. Mint is a story that stretches back thousands of years. Mint is medicine and culture, from ancient Egyptian temples to Roman homes, and all the way into your everyday life. Perhaps that is what makes mint so special. Something so simple that has never stopped accompanying us. And now I am curious, did you already use mint in these ways? Or was mint always just a fresh-smelling plant to you? Tell me in the comments, because I really want to know what your relationship is with these herbs. Every plant has a different story. And if you enjoy these journeys through history, nature, and fascinating discoveries, subscribe to the channel. Because here, we do not just talk about herbs. We explore everything hidden behind them.